What was sort of the low point as far as the pain and the inability to swing the golf club?
Low point was Thursday of the U.S. Open. I mean, I was in as much pain. I broke down. Coaches wanted me to pull out. I ended up playing. It's just hard. It's hard for me to pull out. It's not in me. You played in pain your whole life through all sports. It's a little different out here, though. The best players in the world are out here day in, day out. And on top of that, you're throwing wing foot in. But as defending champ, it meant a lot to me to be there. It meant a lot to me to play. So I tried to give it all I had, and I went and saw the doctor that weekend, and they wanted to do surgery. So that was the low part for me. I just opted not to do that, and try to take a different route. And we're here now, so that's a good thing. But I have a long way to go. I'm not 100%, but I'm not in pain, and from that we can continue to build.
How do you hold yourself back and not try and do too much too soon?
Yeah, that's been the big deal. Like I said, I got to hone in those expectations a little bit. I'm getting to a point where my speed's getting back, so I can start to do some things I was able to do in the past. But I went most of the year last year. At the end of the year, I wasn't practicing at all. I was getting injections. At the injections, I'm taking weeks off at a time, and then I'm showing up trying to compete. It's just, looking back, it'd been nice just to have surgery and get it all done, but that's hindsight. So for me right now, it's managing expectations. Last week was a big week for me to be pain-free, and to come here this week, I can start to ramp that up a little bit, knowing the game's in a pretty good spot.
Did you curse the golf gods? Because you're at the mountaintop. You just won the U.S. Open.
And I don't know. It all locked up. I was jumping on the bed with my son, so that's not too much I can do with the golf gods with that. That's more me getting a little bit older and not doing probably some things I shouldn't be doing. But and all in all, like I said, my body's trending in the right direction. The future is the big deal. As long as I continue to stay healthy, I think I can avoid surgery, and I think I can have a long career out here.
I'm sure you've noticed the way the game has changed in the last few years. You've got the tools to do it. How hard is it not to swing?
That was tough too. The game is definitely changing. From when I was out here before, it was especially on the North Course, you're kind of hitting irons, you're getting the golf ball in play. That's not what's going on lately. Guys are hitting. Bryson's obviously what he's doing. A lot of guys are going to longer drivers. They're hitting it a mile. My speed was going the other way last year. I was down significant. I think I was hitting 123, 124 club head speed last week, which is back to where I'd like to be. So I'm getting that back. But it was hard last year. I was in pain, and I was hitting it all over the map and not hitting it very far, and that adds up to a lot of miscuts and not a very good start.
Yeah. You want to jump in on that?
At what point were you able to work with Justin over the last couple of weeks when you finally felt you got your speed back and you guys could actually do some maintenance on your swing?
Yeah, the first time was right after the New Year. He came down to see me. I think it was January 7th, I think, was the first time that we really spent full time together. I'm still working with Pete Cowan, but strictly on short game now. So that was the first time JP and I really sat down and started working. We cranked up the speed that day. It was the first time I swung hard that day, and I was sore the next day. So that was a little nerve-wracking. And at that point, I wasn't walking either. Like I said, last week was the first time I've walked 18 holes. I walked with the girls in the morning and come back and was locked up. So it was a big test last week. But JP and I started really January 7th.
Did you have to fix anything that maybe any bad habits because of the pain?
I had a ton of bad habits, and that was more frustrating than anything. Even when I was feeling okay at the end of the year, I'd show up in the morning and I really had no chance. I was hitting it all over the map. You start swinging around pain and you get into some bad habits. So that was frustrating. I'd like to erase 2020, but I think a lot of people would like to erase 2020. From what's going on. So hopefully we can continue to stay where we're at and continue to build on it.
Thanks, GW.